My stepmother announced I was useless and wanted my room, but when I exposed her deadly scheme, she ended up crying in the street while being arrested. He's always been useless, my stepmother announced at family dinner. Let's just take his room. Her daughters agreed. I stayed silent. This morning they were all crying in the street. I've been living in my childhood home to help take care of my dad after he had health issues last year. My mom passed away 5 years ago, and dad remarried 2 years back to Helen. She moved in with her 2 daughters, Sophie and Madison. I stayed because dad needed help, and this house means everything to me. Mom's garden is here. The roses she planted still bloom every spring. Things were tense but manageable until last night. I was working late when Helen called everyone for dinner. I grabbed my laptop since I was in the middle of something urgent. Really? Work at the dinner table? Helen's tone had that familiar edge. I started to close my laptop, but dad spoke up. Let him finish, Helen. The boy's handling important things. That's when it started. Helen put down her fork with this weird smile. Important things? He's always been useless. Sitting in his room all day, taking up space we could use better. Sophie chimed in. Mom's right. Madison and I share a room while he has that huge space all to himself. Madison added. We could make it a study room for the girls. They need the space more. I stayed quiet, but my mind was racing. Luke barely contributes, Helen continued. The girls and I do all the housework. What do you do? Sit in your room playing with your computer? I wanted to point out that I pay utilities, handle dad's medical appointments, and maintain mom's garden, but something held me back. After dinner, I heard them laughing in the hallway. I caught fragments. Just a matter of time. Insurance policies. Needs to be handled carefully. This morning, I found Sophie in my room claiming she was looking for a charger, but I saw her closing my desk drawer. When I checked later, my mom's old documents were out of order. The house deed and life insurance papers. Something wasn't right. Dad's been more confused lately, more dependent on medications Helen gives him. I started documenting everything and setting up cameras. When everyone left for the day, I searched dad's office and found them stuffed behind the filing cabinet. Bank statements, loan applications, divorce papers. Not just one set, but 3. Helen had been married 4 times before my dad. Each marriage lasted 2 to 3 years, each time to men who had recently lost their wives, each ending with husbands in severe debt. There were newspaper clippings too, obituaries of wealthy women followed by wedding announcements months later. Helen's name appeared in all of them, sometimes as Helena or Elena. I photographed everything, then heard voices outside. Mom says we need to move faster, Sophie was saying. The old man's getting suspicious. Did you get the papers from Luke's room? No, but mom says once we get the refinancing done, it won't matter. I found them at a bank through the window. Helen hovering over dad as he sat with a loan officer. I walked in casually. The look on Helen's face when she saw me was pure hatred, quickly masked with a smile. Luke, what a surprise. We're just helping your father organize his retirement planning. I sat down. Never too busy for this, Dad. In fact, I've been interested in learning about family finances, especially given your previous experience managing estates. All 4 of them. Helen cornered me at home later. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Your father signed everything weeks ago. The only question is whether you leave on your own or we make things difficult. I pulled out my phone and played a recording of her conversation with the girls. Her face went pale. That's illegal, she whispered. So is financial elder abuse and whatever you've been doing to dad's medication. I found dad's old pill organizer and compared it to his current pills. They looked similar but weren't the same. A friend confirmed my suspicions. The old pills matched dad's prescriptions perfectly, but the new ones had wrong dosages, some completely different medications. I started quietly replacing dad's pills with the correct ones. Within days, his confusion lifted. He started asking questions about papers he'd signed. My cameras caught Helen adding something to dad's coffee when she thought no one was looking. Going through mom's medical records again, I found something I'd missed. In the weeks before she died, she'd shown similar symptoms to dad. I found her old pill organizer too and had those pills tested. Dad's fully lucid now. I showed him everything. The video, the pharmacy records, the refinancing documents. Your mother tried to tell me something right before she died, he said quietly. She said she'd found something important, but then she got sick. Helen and the girls started packing small things, valuables, documents, like they were getting ready to run. The detective came this morning. When Helen tried to get into my room last night, she found herself face to face with 3 officers. You don't understand, she started, but dad cut her off. No, Helen, not this time. Sophie and Madison made a break for it, but officers were at every exit. As they were being cuffed, Madison started crying. Mom said it would be easy, like the others. The others turned out to be extensive. Detective Martinez had been investigating similar cases across 3 states. Wealthy widowers mysteriously becoming ill, signing over assets. Some survived, some didn't, like my mom. The evidence from mom's old pills came back. Traces of the same medications in dad's tampered prescription. Helen had been practicing for years. In her bedside table, they found mom's journal. The last entry was 3 days before she died. Found proof. Meeting lawyer Friday. Have to protect Luke and Elijah. She never made it to Friday. Helen, Sophie, and Madison were charged with multiple felonies. Helen's careful record-keeping buried her. She kept trophies, documents, her own hall of fame of victims. Dad's in therapy now, making a full recovery. Yesterday he said, your mother would be proud. She always said you saw things others missed. To anyone with that gut feeling something's not right, trust it. Document everything. Build your case quietly. Mom left us enough breadcrumbs, and we followed them home.